Alrighty, next game up here is the Texans at the Colts, and man, oh man, Davis Mills, man, what is up with that? We were believers in Davis Mills. We were kind of gushing over him a little bit on what he did against the Patriots, and then this game against the Colts, just true flounder job. And this Colts team, yes, it overall was a big blowout in the final score, but still the Colts, I mean, they benefited off of like 2 or 3 or 4 like big plays, and other than that, they weren't really moving the ball well. This was still a game where the Texans really could have won if their defense didn't get exposed for some big plays. So let's talk about these big plays overall. So the first touchdown drive, we get a 51-yard touchdown pass over the top. That goes for 7 points because of a big 51-yard play. Then they have to settle for a field goal. Was this set up by a big play? A 52-yard pass play that gets kind of shut down in the red zone and only results into a field goal. So, 10 points are because of 2 big 50-yard bombs. If the Texans defense, held together, this would have been a competitive game kind of throughout. But, we also needed Davis Mills in the offense to do something. And like we said, they only put up 3 points all game. Really could do nothing. But the defense here, man, got exposed a little bit here. So we're not buying this Colts team because of this big blowout win over the Texans. Still came on some shot plays that's really set up all the points because they were only up 10-0 at halftime. We get punting drives here in the first half because they didn't have those big 50-yard bomb drive starters and all of that. And then it even continues in the second half as well. After a Davis Mills interception, they're able to put up 7 more points because they only have to go 28 yards. So once again, big shot plays and Davis Mills turnovers resulting into all these points by the Colts, and not kind of consistent 80, 75-yard drives that are kind of going, 20 yards, 5 yards here, 7 yards here, another kind of big 11, 12 play, like 11, 10-yard gained play, anything like that, coming on short fields from the 28-yard line in big 58-yard bombs. And then this touchdown drive here, 83-yard run that sets up the touchdown. And then in the fourth quarter, they go 3 and out, and then they get one more touchdown for good luck. And this one was kind of a consistent drive, but that came in the fourth quarter at kind of basically their last drive of the game, finally going the length of the field, 63 yards, without kind of a big shot play. So we're still not 100% sold on this Colts team. Let's start here with the Colts numbers. I mean, Carson Wentz, folks, this is his stat line from this game. Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for just these Colts stats? Because they don't match up at all really with the 31 score. But here we go. Carson Wentz goes 11 of 20, folks. 11 of 20. 55% completion percentage because of all those big shot plays. If the Texans defense didn't give up all those big plays, maybe the Colts have to settle for field goals on most of these drives. And if Davis Mills was just a little good, that's all we were asking from Davis Mills, a little good of what we saw from last week, which made us believers, but he couldn't even do that. So, our thinking of Texans plus 10, I'm still standing by the thinking. Obviously, it doesn't pan out. We don't hit our bet. Truly unfortunate, but our thinking was still basically right there, folks. Unfortunately, Davis Mills lets us down, but Carson Wentz 11 of 20 for 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, didn't turn over the ball. Very well done there. And then Jonathan Taylor, 14 carries for 145 yards. But let's go back to Carson Wentz's stats real quick. I mean, we just told you he had 2 passes that went for basically 100 yards. So overall, Carson Wentz went 9 of 18 for 123 yards. 9 of 18 for 123 yards, folks. I mean, is that going to win a football game consistently in this league against good teams? Of course not. Of course not. So, not sold on this Colts team. Let's not get ahead of ourselves on this Colts team. I would love to buy this Colts team. I would love to see Carson Wentz kind of, being 100% healthy and good and all of that. And I would love to see T.Y. Hilton and Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor and Marlon Mack and Nyheim Hines get the ring. Absolutely, we would love that. But, what we're seeing is not great Super Bowl winning football as of yet. Still a little early in the season. Maybe we could buy the Colts a little bit later, but this is not the time to get big on the Colts, folks. And then Jonathan Taylor, 14 carries for 145 yards, 2 touchdowns. Once again, he had an 83-yard run there. So 13 carries for about 60, 70 yards, which is still pretty good. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, I like Jonathan Taylor. He's very, very solid. I like Jonathan Taylor over Carson Wentz. Big run there. Fantastic. But, overall, big plays, 3 big plays really kind of won the Colts this game in this big blowout fashion. If they don't have those 3 big plays, they still win the game, most likely, obviously, because the Texans offense still couldn't do anything all game. But, they probably win like 21-3. Still a little bit of a good blowout, but not 31-3, maybe even 17-3, something along those lines. All right. Who was Carson Wentz throwing to? T.Y. Hilton back in action. 4 targets, 4 receptions for 80 yards. Absolutely fantastic. He was one of the recipients for these 51-yard passes, I believe. 52-yard bomb to T.Y. Hilton to set him up for only a field goal. Womp womp. But yeah, well done by T.Y. Hilton, not missing a beat. Paris Campbell, 1 catch, 51 yards, a touchdown. Michael Pittman really kind of falling into the background. I mean, this was the game, folks. This was the game where we were supposed to see T.Y. Hilton get 100 yards, Michael Pittman get 100 yards and multiple touchdowns, and Carson Wentz looking real good. We did not get that this game, folks. Be a little wary of the Colts overall heading into next week. Don't fall in for any sucker or trap bets that Vegas is going to put based on this only final score line. Don't fall victim to that trap. So once again, disappointment at Michael Pittman Jr. 2 receptions for only 35 yards. Why did he only have 3 targets? Come on. And then Mo Alley-Cox, 1 reception, 28 yards, and a touchdown. So overall, I mean, the Colts didn't even have to run that many offensive plays. Kind of crazy to put up 31 points. All right, now let's talk about this Texans team. Now, Davis Mills letting us down big time. We were believers, but that believability just went out the window here. Non-consistency, that's nothing we like here. We need to see the consistency. And, Davis Mills is still a rookie, so we're not doing true hard knocks here. We're not knocking him too hard out here, but still, when you go up high and then you come back crashing down low, that's nothing that we can buy. Yeah, as of yet. But Davis Mills goes 29 of 43. 29 of 43, 67% completion percentage. It was good there, but 243 yards on 29 completions. A little bit of dink and dunk there. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And let's see where these interceptions came. Didn't throw an interception in the first half, and the game was close, 10-3. Still wasn't able to really move the ball that well, but you weren't turning over the ball, and your defense only gave up 2 big shot plays, and you were still decently in the game. This was a time in halftime where you fix everything up, clean everything up, and then come out, and because the Colts left the door open, you take advantage and win the game. But Davis Mills is like, no, I'm going to close the door for them, because the first drive at a halftime, the Colts go 3 and out. The Texans have a chance to tie up the game. A touchdown ties up the game, but Davis Mills throws an interception, and then, like we said, the Colts take over at the 28-yard line, and then the Texans go 6 and out, and then a turnover on downs. Unfortunately, could not score any points here. They went 4th and 8 at the Colts 22. Couldn't pick anything up. They were down 34-3 at this time, so you have to go for the touchdown in that scenario. And then we get a fumble. Who fumbled? Was this Davis Mills? No, it was David Johnson. Come on, David Johnson fumbling in the 4th quarter. Game's already over at this point. Another interception. Game's already over at this point, 31-3. But, man, oh, man, you had a chance to get it done after halftime, right out of halftime, but Davis Mills throws a pick. So, unfortunate timing there. Unfortunate stats overall for Davis Mills. In the rushing attack, Mark Ingram, 18 carries for 73 yards. That's real solid work, by the veteran. Phillip Lindsay, 7 carries for 39 yards. Fantastic there. Got to get this man involved a little bit more. And then David Johnson, 2 carries for 7 yards. And then, like we said, had that fumble as well. All right, and then who was Davis Mills throwing to? Brandon Cooks, the leading receiver here, and we love that. Brandon Cooks is definitely their best target, their best weapon to go to, so we give Davis Mills some credit for this. 9 receptions for 89 yards for Brandon Cooks. Nico Collins, 4 receptions, 44 yards. Jordan Akins, 4 receptions, 41 yards. And then Phillip Lindsay, 2 receptions, 15 yards. David Johnson, 1 reception, 14 yards. Chris Moore, 4 receptions, 14 yards. Chris Connolly, 1 reception for 10 yards. So overall, going to Brandon Cooks, but could not put up any points. So the Colts get the big blowout win. don't kind of just fall in love with the final box score. See how it was scored and how they were looking for the entire game. And this Colts team is just not there at kind of Super Bowl contenders or even really deep playoff contenders just quite yet. But they get the 31-3 win. It's a great win. It's a win nonetheless. It's a home win nonetheless. It's a win with T.Y. Hilton back. First game back win, so all that's great. We'll see if they can build upon that, but we need the offense to be more consistent and better just for the entire game.